Okay, thank you. I haven't been on the show yet, so I have to figure out where I am. It's crazy backstage. There's a lot of ghosts. Getting in street clothes. I saw a lot of ghosts saying, "Hey, that was a good job," to each other. All right. So, this is my friend said to me. He said, "I think the weather's trippy." I said, "No, man, it's not the weather that's trippy. Perhaps it's the way that we perceive it that is indeed trippy." Then I thought, man, I should have just said, "Yeah." All right. I want to hang a map of the world in my house, and then I'm going to put pins into all the locations that I've traveled to. But first, I'm going to have to travel to the top 2 corners of the map, so it won't fall down. I get a cold sore. I hate it. I put Carmex on it. Carmex is supposed to heal cold sores. I don't know if it does, but it will make them shiny and more noticeable. It's like cold sore highlighter. Maybe they could come up with an arrow that heals cold sores. I hate arrows, man. Don't you? Hey, imagine being killed by a bow and arrow. That would suck. An arrow killed you? They would never solve the crime. Look at that dead guy. Let's go that way. I like waffles. Waffles are like pancakes with syrup traps. A waffle says to the syrup, "Hold on now. You ain't going anywhere. Don't even be trying to creep down the side. Just rest in these squares. If one square is full, move on to the next one. When you hit the butter, split out." I'm sick of soup of the day, man. It's time we make a decision. I need to know what soup from now on is. Hey, when Gatorade has a commercial, they always have like a guy playing sports. I don't think you have to be playing sports and sweating to enjoy a Gatorade. I just think you can be a thirsty dude. Gatorade forgets about this demographic. I'm thirsty for absolutely no reason, other than the fact that liquid has not touched my lips for some time. Can I have a Gatorade too, or does that lightning bolt mean no? I do play golf, though. I suck at golf. I never got a hole-in-one, but I did hit a guy. And that's way more satisfying. Why'd they do that shot? You see that? They showed my shoes for a second. Put it back. All right, forget the rest of that joke. I had a lot more on the golf, but I'll save it for, maybe it'll bring me back. I'd like to go fishing and catch a fish stick. That would be convenient. I would only have to reheat it. You know, there's a fishing show on TV, they catch a fish, but then they let it go. They don't want to eat the fish, but they do want to make it late for something. Where were you? I got caught. No, you didn't. Let me see the inside of your lip. You know when a company wants to use letters in their phone number to be catchy, but oftentimes it was too many letters? Like, give us a call down here at 1-800, I really enjoy carpeting. It's too many letters, man. Do I have to dial them all? Hello, hold on, I'm only on enjoy. How did you know I was calling? You're good, I can see why they hired you. I like the hotels that have the rotating restaurants. You know, I've never been in a rotating restaurant, but one time I took my girlfriend to a merry-go-round, I put her on it, and I gave her a burrito. All right. It's my last joke right here. I got an oscillating fan at my house. You know, the fan goes back and forth. It oscillates. Looks like the fan is saying no. So I like to ask it questions that a fan would say no to. So, do you keep my hair in place? No, you don't. Do you keep my papers in order? That's another right answer. Do you have 3 settings? Liar. Thank you, all right? Thank you.